Hi there, thank you for listening to this webinar on IBM Watson Analytics, a new way to work in the new insight economy. So today we're going to be observing the changing landscape of analytics and in the impact on businesses. We're going to be providing some analytics value through smarter data discovery, and more importantly, demonstrating the power of Watson Analytics. And we'll let you know how you can get started today. So the world is changing. Expectations are increasing. At work and at home, we expect technology to deliver immediate access to the information we seek. As the lines between our personal and work lives blur, we're expected to know more, understand more, and do more. If the technology we use doesn't provide value immediately, we simply drop it and move on to the next thing. We want to make better decisions faster. We live and work at a relentless pace, and we've never been more connected to people, brands, and information that matter most to us. With the intense speed of business today, time, or more clearly, our return on time, has become a primary currency by which many measure value. Making better decisions rapidly is no longer a goal, it's an imperative. We must shrink the time to informed action, which requires us to deliver more than just faster answers. It demands that we identify the right questions to ask. We bring our own insights to work. We become a global society that practices independent investigation and pervasive learning. Have a question? Get an answer. Quickly, simply, and on your own. The data is there, and so are the technologies that make it easy to identify, explore, verify, and share that information. This freedom breeds creativity in how we approach problem solving, even if it fuels expectations that we can constantly deliver fast, correct action. Primary obstacles preventing widespread adoption of analytics are these three here. Departmental experts and analysts are expected to drive data-driven decisions, but lack the breadth of advanced skills needed for data management, building predictive models, and effectively communicating correct conclusions. Making decisions rapidly is no longer a goal, it's an imperative. Reducing the time to informed action requires a streamlined ability to draw compelling conclusions without reliance on too many people and the need to leverage multiple disparate tools. Self-service is increasingly becoming more important as business users are pressured and motivated to quickly find answers on their own. Self-service needs are increasing, but IT is concerned about maintaining corporate data governance standards. The expectation of today's workforce is that they can access and analyze their data anytime, anywhere, and then getting insights to decision makers quickly is critical to delivering fast, correct action. So where does IBM see existing analytics solutions falling short? Well, a lot of them still require significant analytic investment. They're not truly a business user solution. Some are data exploration only. They can only address simple business questions. They don't necessarily have any data refinement capabilities. The data needs to be manually refined, and that becomes an IT-intensive task. They're slower to deploy, requiring a desktop installation. This creates data silos and maintenance tasks for IT. Even a simple analytics project has multiple steps and people. Projects require multiple steps like accessing and obtaining data. Business units and individuals from IT and departmental analysts are needed to manage and prepare trusted and governed data sources. Providing this data to analysts takes time and resources. Validation of this data is critical to avoid errors in poor decision making before the data is used by many to collaborate on the actual intent of the data itself before it is reported. If the data is wrong, then the reporting will be wrong. Decisions will be inadequate. We follow patterns in our daily lives that can be illogical and inefficient, leading to delays in decision making. But it's the way we do things now. That's why IBM Watson Analytics helps you find what matters most to your business. We have arrived at a tipping point. where the abundance of data, emergence of cloud, advances in analytics, new user experience design, and business models mean data-driven decisions can be an essential, daily, valuable activity for business people. No longer just for data scientists or IT. Marketing, sales, operations, finance, and HR professionals can gain answers they need from all types of data. This requires a revolution in analytics technology, helping people acquire, refine data, discover insights, predict outcomes, visualize results, create reports, and collaborate with others in a unique, user-defined experience that speaks the language of business. You can learn more about Watson Analytics at watsonanalytics.com. Visit the site to get started with Watson Analytics for free. And all the information is there for you to take a look at. So what is a new way to work? A new way to work is getting better data, understanding your business, thinking ahead, and telling a story. And those are the themes behind this piece. So you can use Watson Analytics for smarter data discovery, and that's a key element here. Is Watson Analytics helps you along the data discovery with that guided data discovery. So on one hand you have analytic data platforms and databases where you have advanced user and IT managed analytics. On the other hand, with Watson Analytics, on the leftmost side of the spectrum, you have business user-led analytics. So it's hundreds of new questions asked each day, tens of useful insight discoveries, leading to one change that can improve everything. All done from a business user's workstation. What are the features of Watson Analytics? Well, it's got cloud-based agility. Watson Analytics is available anytime, anywhere on the cloud. It's self-service for business users. Watson Analytics removes the reliance on DBAs, statisticians, report authors, or other specialists to do analysis. Its intuitive user interface and unique automation of data access and refinement, advanced analytics and visual storytelling empowers business users to do more by themselves, like having a data scientist in a box. Start anywhere and let your curiosity take you wherever you want to go. Watson Analytics suggests where you might want to go next, progressively exposing you to advanced capabilities you may want to leverage to gain a deeper understanding of your business. Who is Watson Analytics for? Watson Analytics offers self-service capabilities to a full range of business users and experts alike. Individual business users like sales operations, marketing programs managers, financial analysts, or operations managers who are looking to better understand the data relevant to their business roles. Business analysts whose job are centered around processing information for the organization and who want to go beyond measuring and start understanding, but don't have ready access to advanced analysts such as data scientists, statisticians, and data miners or BI architects. Data scientists themselves who can spend 40 to 80% of their time on data access and refinement. Watson Analytics can be an accelerator for them. So what issue or opportunities does Watson Analytics address? The world and the way people work are challenging. Departmental experts and analysts are expected to drive better data-driven decisions, but lack the breadth of advanced analysis skills needed for data management. Building predictive models and effectively communicating the correct conclusions. Making quality decisions rapidly is no longer a goal, it's an imperative. Reducing the time to informed action requires a streamlined ability to draw compelling conclusions without reliance on too many people and the need to leverage multiple disparate tools. Self-service is increasingly becoming more important as business users are pressured and motivated to quickly find answers on their own. Self-service needs are increasing, but IT is concerned about maintaining corporate data governance standards. The expectation today is that they can access and analyze their data anytime, anywhere, and getting insights to all stakeholders quickly is critical to delivering fast, correct action. Analysts can make the difference in many ways. Here are a few examples. Marketing. Lead prioritization. Increase the quality of leads in your sales pipeline by discovering driving factors of leads that resulted in successful sales. Target leads and prospects that will have a higher likelihood of becoming a sale to boost revenue and reduce costs by not spending time and resources on leads with little chance of becoming a sale. Customer value analysis. Customer growth improves overall profitability of the business and drives increased customer value and loyalty. Delivering value-added products and services to an organization's existing customer base. This is accomplished by first discovering the attributes that drive profitability, identifying what customers meet the identified profitable profiles, and then proactively providing these customers with highly targeted recommendations across the customer interaction channels to drive an increase in conversations and customer profitability. Campaign prediction and planning. Improve effectiveness. We can improve effectiveness and efficiency in marketing departments by predicting which customers will respond by various campaigns. Predictive analytics provides value by increasing the quality of leads and the likelihood of response while reducing costs by efficiently targeting the customer through the right channel with the right offer at the right time. Sales. Win-loss prediction. Analyze your sales pipeline and predict with confidence which deals have the highest chance of closing and those you're at risk of losing to allocate resources effectively. Anticipate performance gaps in your sales pipeline, analyze current conditions and alternatives, and optimize outcomes for predictable sales performance. Customer retention. Predict which customers will leave and present customers a level of risk. Watson Analytics provides value by increasing customer retention and increasing the effectiveness of customer retention programs by targeting those customers most at risk of leaving. Within finance, we can do account receivable prioritization. Leverage Watson Analytics for collections. Organizations can optimally determine their customers least likely to pay to most likely and prioritize their outreach and communication to align with their collections goals and objectives. By identifying the right customers to contact and through which channel, organizations can improve operational efficiency and recover more money, a bottom line effect on income. For IT, we can do help desk activity analysis. Analyze the IT help desk tickets in your organization. See how long tickets have been open, what the average response time is, and understand what the key drivers are of high priority tickets and help determine how to allocate resources to resolve tickets faster. For operations, we can do a warranty claims analysis. Analyze returns and predict upcoming warranty costs and issues, as well as determine potential fraudulent warranty claims. Increase the effectiveness of claims in warranty departments by improving the bottom line, decreasing costs, and enhancing supplier relationships. For HR, we can improve employee retention, provide insight into workforce and human resources issues. Human resources analysts can uncover predictive factors driving employee attrition, allowing you to intervene and take appropriate action. So now we're going to walk through our demo use case. Here we are an analyst at a car insurance company. We've been given a file with some customer information. Really, that's all we have is just the file. And here are the goals. We want to understand what drives customer lifetime value. In other words, what customer attributes impact customer lifetime value. We want to help marketing design their marketing campaigns by identifying the most profitable customer groups and coverage types. We want to help customer service assess the sales performance of the sales channels and present our findings. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to watsonanalytics.com, and here, if you don't have an account, you can just enter your email address and sign up. And it's a free account. Everything I'm going to show today can be done with a free account, so there's no additional cost necessary to try it out. So for me, I'm going to sign in. First thing I'm going to see is my welcome page. Well, with the welcome page here, I can explore data sets I've already uploaded, make predictions on those same data sets. assemble pieces together to help tell a story. This could be charts or graphs or data sets or predictions, or refine the data I've got there to help improve the data quality or look for something different. Let's take a look at the data we're going to use today. So this is our customer lifetime value data. We've got a number of customer attributes in the columns. Got customer lifetime value is what we're going to be trying to explore more. But you see there's just a lot of information about customers, and we feel that there's something useful within this large data set, but just looking at it in Excel like this, it's hard to pick out any of those insights. So that's where Watson Analytics can help us. So we'll come here, we're in Watson Analytics. I just click the Add tool, and I can just drag and drop my file right there. So as Watson is uploading that data, it's going to create the data set and bring up a couple of explore points for us to take a look at. So now we have our data set uploaded. You can see it's here on the bottom right. It's got a quality score of 67, so medium quality, and we've got different options for it. If we just click on it, we get a couple of suggestions of insights that we can explore. In this case, we're going to start with a prediction. So I'm going to click on Predict. This is going to walk me through a set of questions on, well, what do I want to predict? You know, what am I looking for, and it'll help me through that. So this will help us answer some of those goals we have. So first thing we have to do is give our workbook a name. So we'll call this Customer Lifetime Value Prediction. And I can select really anything that's here, but it's already surfaced a couple of items that it has suggested for me. So customer lifetime value is here, net promotions up, drivers and predictors, so the net promoter score. So I'll take that one out. I'm only really interested in this customer lifetime value. So I create the prediction. Now it's going to spin for a bit and create the prediction. So now the model's been created. So we're looking at our prediction workspace here, and it's telling us the top predictors of customer lifetime value. And now we start by only looking at a one field predictors. So these are fields that tell us individually how much do they predict customer lifetime value. So there's some outliers here. Pardon me, I'll start with the spiral diagram. So the spiral diagram starts from customer lifetime value at the center, and you'll notice these spirals that go out from there. The further along an item is on the spiral diagram, is it indicative of the strength. So something closer to the bullseye is a stronger predictor. So this can be called a spiral diagram or a bullseye diagram. On the outside, we see that maintenance cost can be a predictor of only 13%, but maintenance cost along with the number of policies is up to 63.6%. Also, vehicle class is 13% on its own, but 65% in combination with number of policies. So we expect to see number of policies is really individually it's the strongest indicator at 46%, but Watson Analytics provides some guided insight here. It says, but an even more interesting and accurate insight is the interaction between number of policies and vehicle class is a predictor of customer lifetime value with a 65% predictive strength. So maybe we're just looking at customer lifetime value, but this is now saying also consider vehicle class when you'll do this kind of analysis. And because we're looking at comparison of individual ones, we see a bar chart as a visualization for this. And we're already kind of talking about combinations, or two fields, so let's look at our two field predictors here. So by clicking on two field on the left, now you see my bullseye diagram has changed a bit. There's different icons here. Some of them have an individual one here. These are really the single fields, but then you'll see some of them have a combination one. So if we look at coverage and number of policies together, they're a predictor of 50%. Total claim amount and number of policies together is 52.5. Now it's highlighting these three. Because they're the top three. Number of policies in vehicle class together is 65%. Number of policies and maintenance together is 65%. Number of policies and monthly premium are 63.6%. So this is interesting to see, but you notice the chart on the right has changed. It's no longer a bar chart. Now it's a heat map. So we'll click into this to get an idea of what we're, a little more detail on what we're looking at. So this is showing us a heat map of the interaction between the number of policies and vehicle class that drives customer lifetime value with a predictive strength of 65%. So looking at this, your eye is naturally going to go to the most bold color on the screen. So we see very quickly that luxury car, luxury SUV in combination with 1 to 2 policies is our sweet spot. So this can be, it's very subtle here, but rather than showing us just a grid of numbers and asking us to pick out the largest number, it's showing us very nicely in a heat map that this is literally where our sweet spot is. Your eye is going to go to one of these two squares where we see that the combination of a luxury SUV or a luxury car with 1 or 2 policies gives us our highest average customer lifetime value. So this is all well and good. Now we're still only looking at 2 fields. In that data set, there are a lot of fields for us to look at. So let's look at combination. Combination is going to give us all the different items that are there, and what gives us the best predictions. Again, we're going to get our 3 top ones highlighted. So here, if we look at this blue one, we get up to 66.6% predictive strength, but look at the number of fields that are involved. Number of fields, so a large number of fields. It does help because it improves our predictive strength. And then look at, we're down, the other ones are fairly similar, 65 and 63.6%. Now, again, the chart on the right-hand side's changed. So now we're, instead of a bar chart or a heat map, now we're looking at a decision tree. So by clicking on this visualization, this decision tree shows how customer lifetime value is significantly influenced by number of policies and 13 other inputs. So it can be hard to visualize this kind of thing, but a decision tree is a nice way of seeing that we take all of our records. We can, and just as I'm doing, you hover the mouse over, try and walk yourself through the analysis to see what pieces you find interesting. So of all the records, we have our average or standard deviation. Now if we look at, this is 1 to 2 policies here, the average becomes about almost 16,000. And we can keep walking through this chart. If we pick different pieces, we can see how that helps us identify a segment of our data. Now there's 2 other ways to look at this data. You'll notice the vertical tabs along the left-hand side here. If we look at the top decision rules, this is going to streamline everything and just tell us what's the tops combination here. So, and you can sort this by high or low depending on what kind of predictor you're looking for. Here we're looking for the highest customer lifetime value, and the highest customer lifetime value is $27,650.94, and we get that with the customer segment of number 1 to 2 policies, a maintenance cost of more than 11.3, and they have a collective policy. So there's other pieces here, other rules we can look at, but very quickly this gives us the top decision rules, and this helps us identify segments that will be in our target market. The last tab here is this predictor importance. This is going to show us using a text cloud or a word cloud. You just look at this image, and very quickly number of policies jumps out at you as a very strong predictor. So it's subtle here, but again, the visualization helps relay things that may otherwise be subtle, but makes them completely obvious. Here, number of policies is the strongest indicator of customer lifetime value. But you also see that maintenance cost and vehicle class are high as well. And the other ones are important, but not as important. So still at this point, all we've started with is one Excel file with a bunch of customer data that in Excel just looked like a big grid of numbers. But here we've got literally something jumping off the page at us telling us that the number of policies is the one we should be focusing on. So now coming back to our predictive workspace, we're looking at combinations here. So we're looking at combinations, but let's take a moment to look at what other pieces we're looking at here. So this ribbon along the top gives us some information about what we're doing within this workspace. So it says these are targets. This workbook has one target. I could change this. I could change the target to whatever other data field I want, and then Watson Analytics will rebuild the model with this other field as a predictor. It gives us some insight into the data quality. So 67% is good, not great, but good. It does identify there's 35 issues with the data, and we can look, if we wanted to click through here, we can view the issues, resolve them, and increase that data quality, and by reference, improve the quality of our model. Here we're looking at some of the details on this analysis. That tells us the 44 of the 48 inputs were potentially useful. By looking at these combinations here, it's telling us that in this one here, we are using, I think, 14 of the fields here for this predictor, but 44 of the 48 were useful in different combinations. We also look at top field associations. So if you look at the top field associations, you'll notice it shows us little snapshots of patterns or relationships in the data that we may not have otherwise seen. Not only does it identify them, it tries to pick the most appropriate visualization to see that. So something like the monthly cost, monthly premium auto and maintenance costs are positively correlated. So we see that there's a nice positive correlation there between those two things. So depending on the analysis I was doing, maybe that's something I'd want to investigate further. If I just scroll this ribbon to the right, I have one more tile here for customer lifetime value. This is really about the model. So this gives us a little bit more details on the model that's being done, and eventually this model could be exported to be used in other tools. Along the bottom, we have some options to navigate, to add different, you can add driver, you can add fields into this this analysis as well. So this is all well and good. We've identified that these are the fields that help us predict customer lifetime value. I think this is a good time for us to start exploring the data set a bit more, to kind of understand the data. So now I'm going to go back to my welcome screen. At the welcome screen, I still have my original data set here, but now I also have my prediction here. So my prediction is available just as a tile on my personal view that I can come back to any time. But here, if I go into my particular data set here, now I want to ask a question. I want to try out this natural language search that they have here. I should be able to ask a question in English, and it'll figure it out. So let's ask, what is the breakdown of customer lifetime value by coverage? So I type that in, press enter, and now I see a couple of tiles have popped up. I see one is, what is the breakdown of customer lifetime value by coverage? So it very intelligently figured out what my column names were and what I want to look at. Even has given me a relevancy score. It says this should be very relevant to my question. So I click on that, and now I'm going to jump into an exploration of this particular data. So the first thing it shows me is just what I asked for. It was a breakdown of customer lifetime value by coverage. Here it's showing it to me as a heat map. So I see relative size. Premium has 10,918, extended is just under 9,000, and basic is just over 7,000. So heat map for only 3 items is really not that useful. So we can come down here to our visualization types, and we can change the visualization to whatever we think is more appropriate. So here I'm going to choose a pie chart. So very quickly it changes that so I can see the relative portions of the total with their numbers here. And maybe I want the percentages. I can put that in as well. I can go down and I can change visualization options. Maybe I can display the percentages here. Right now, I think I'm going to leave it as the numbers. And maybe, so right now it's showing me customer lifetime value as a total, but maybe I want to know the average. That might be more useful for me. So along the bottom here, I see all the fields that are available in my analysis. So I'm going to scroll over to the customer lifetime value. I'm going to say I want to show this. Oh, it is actually showing. So great. So it's already it figured out that it should be showing an average. What is it as a sum? So there's the sum of all the data that I have. But just doing that same piece there, I look at customer lifetime value, change the properties of that field, I can put it back to an average. That changes just that fast. Now, it also, when we looked before in our prediction, it identified that vehicle class is an important piece as well, in particular luxury car and luxury SUV. So along the bottom, maybe I want to filter my data by those fields. So I can scroll on the side, scroll on the bottom to vehicle class. It's going to show me the distinct list of items there, and I can just select both luxury car and luxury SUV. And now it's showing me my averages of those different pieces, filtered by that part of my data set. So if I were doing a particular analysis that focused in on vehicle class and relative to customer lifetime value, I might want to save this pie chart for later on. And I can do that by just hitting the little pinning icon here, the little pin here. So that shows me my pins. So to pin this one, I use this pin icon down here to pin this particular image. So I'm using this content is pinned. So very quickly, we've taken a data set that in Excel is pretty hard to understand with a lot of columns and a lot of different pieces of data. Pull that into Watson Analytics. It's been able to surface some insights for us. We've been able to make predictions on a field in that same data set and put together some nice visualizations that we can use for some of our dashboarding. So thank you for your time. I hope you found this helpful.